Good morning, students. I am Anjali Pawar, your social science teacher, and today in this video lesson we are going to learn about our first chapter of Essay 1 for physics, which is called Why Do We Need a Parliament? In this chapter we are going to learn how Parliament and the functions are important for an existence of a democratic government in a democratic country. Now let's understand the initial phase of the chapter. I have given few snapshots of the book in the PPT, so you can easily read that according to the explanation. So we as Indians are very proud to be a part of democratic country. Here we understand the relationship between the ideas and the participation of people in decision making. And the first thing that you need for a democratic government is the consent of their citizens. That means the consent of the people living in that particular country. In these elements, here we will understand that how democracy is best explained by the example of Parliament, by the Institute of Parliament. And we will learn that how Parliament enables the citizen of India to participate in the decision making and control of the government, thus making Parliament the key feature of this constitution. Now, in this video, you can understand that here there is an image given of a parliament where you see there are different people of different dresses, of different pay scales. Like here you see a person who might belong to a village. Here is a person who's wearing a coat and a pants, so that means he might be a lawyer or a doctor. And then here again is a lady who's wearing a sari. Here is again a lady who's maybe dressed in a Haryanvi dress. So from this we understand that different people from all other states or from all other people of any other dialect or any other language or any other religion, all are important for the constitution of democracy. And Parliament is the most important key feature of that. Moving forward and reading our first topic. Our first topic here is, why do people decide? Now understand that in India, when we got independence on 15th August 1947, it was after difficult struggle in which the sections of society, in which different section of society participated, and people from various background joined the struggle, and they were inspired by the idea of freedom, equality, participation in decision making. And under colonial rule, people had lived in fear of British government, and they did not agree with many ideas, but they had to face that because they did not have that kind of power to criticize their decisions. Now, the freedom movement changed the situation. The nationalists became open to criticize the British government and making demands. As far back as 1858, when the Indian National Congress demanded that there be elected members in the legislature with the right to discuss budget and ask questions. The Government of India Act 1909 allowed some elected representatives, but see, now what they are here saying that it is not from just the freedom that people suddenly decided that we will have a democratic country or have a democratic constitution. It was decided because when the people lived under the colonial rule, they faced so many of fears, and all the decisions were just put onto them. They were forced upon them, and they were supposed to follow it, and they could not criticize those decisions because they were scared, or they were not free, or they did not have so much of power to go against the British government. But in 1858 also national government and Indian National Congress was formed, and Indian National Congress had few rights in the government of Britishers to ask few questions to the government, or to just put their decisions, or to put their belongings or their needs also in front of the governments, but they also demanded a right to discuss the budget and ask questions from the government. In the Act of India Act 1909 allowed some elected representatives. Now, from this demand, a little bit of change was made in British government as well, in which 1909 it was allowed to only few people who were elected with very few votes from very selective people. They were allowed to ask few questions or to discuss the budget. With these changes in the legislature under British government, with the response to the growing demands, nationalists did not allow the adults to vote. So now all these problems that were faced by the Indians, they made them to put them to a decision where they wanted a government where people are not afraid of the government. And because of the experience of the colonial rule, and as participation in different people in struggle for the freedom left a little doubt in the minds of the nationalists that all person in independent India would be able to participate in decision making. And with the coming independence, we are going to be a citizens of a free country. And this did not mean that the government could do whatever they feel like. Now the government had to sensitive towards the people's need and demands. So the dreams and the aspirations of the freedom struggle were made concentrate, and the Constitution of Independent India that laid down the principle of universal adult franchise, that is, all the adult citizens of the country have the right to vote. Now here they are saying that because of these type of problems, they were allowed that all the citizens were allowed, all the adult citizens were allowed or had a right to vote. Now understand here that because of the colonial rule, okay, they decided that the people of India decided that now, because of the struggle in which all the people have struggled through, now they are good enough to participate in decision making, and we are going to be a citizens of a free country. So this doesn't mean that the government will do whatever it feels like. They have to be sensitive towards people's needs and demands. And because of all these decisions, they laid down a principle where adults citizen had the right to vote for the country in the decision making power, and they also had all the rights to vote towards the decisions as well. Now, people and their representatives. Now let's understand that how people appoint their representatives in government who exercise their power when we give them the right to. Here they are saying that the takeoff point of democracy is the idea of consent, where where the approval and the participation of people is very important. Now they are saying that the approval and the participation of people is the essence of democracy. So it is important that the people create a democratic government, and they know the functions of it, and they decide about the functions of it, and they are a part of the decisions that the government is going to make. So the basic idea in this kind of democracy is that individual or citizen is the most important person. So the position of people or the citizens of any country in democracy is the highest. They are on the top shelf in this decision making power. So in that principle, the government as well as the public institution need to have a trust of these citizens. How does the individual give an approval to the government? On the way going do so, people would elect their representatives to the parliament. And now, how do you choose your people, or how do you choose your representatives? So you will choose your representatives in the parliament, and now these parliament people will choose the representatives forms who will be now forming a government, and from this government then this government guides the controls and makes the decisions of the chosen representatives are making the decisions of the government. So what they are saying here, that the representatives of the parliament are selected by the people, are elected by the representatives. Now the like you vote, so what happens, the MPs are decided. So these MPs then make their own representatives in government. Then the representatives will choose the government. So when the government representatives are chosen, they are the ones who make the rules and who form the rules of the government who are going to function in the coming way. Now how does the individual give approval to the government? Now again, here is the same thing that we read. Now above, the idea of representation has been important in theme in your class 6th and 7th also. I hope that you remember that in the social and political life chapter you have read about this, that how the whole social and the political life is affected by the elections, or how do you vote to your own representative people. What is the role of parliament? Now let's understand that how many seats are there. That there are around 523 seats, and 2 people are chosen by the president. Then those people, they take the decisions for the government, they choose their own ministers, the government chooses their own ministers and they function. Let's read about it in depth. Created after 1947, the Indian Parliament is an expression of the faith that people in India have in principles of democracy. These are the participation by people in decision making process and the government consent. The Parliament in our system has immense power because it is the representative of the people, and elections to the Parliament are held in similar manner as for the legislature. Lok Sabha is usually elected once every 5 years. The country is divided into numerous constituencies as shown in the map on page number 47. Each of these constituencies elect one person to the parliament, and the candidates who contest the elections usually belong to different political parties. Now they are explaining that how do you elect your person in the parliament. Now there are Lok Sabha elections which happen. These people who are participating in these elections, who are fighting against each other in elections, they are going to be elected for parliament. So if one person, now when you are voting for your area, what happens when your parents or when your elder brothers and sisters go to vote, they can only vote for one party or for